What are your predictions for just where AI products go? In that, my sense of, you can summarize all AI progress into, first you had LLMs, and then you had kind of contemporaneously both RL really working and the deep research modality, so you could kind of pull in stuff that wasn't in the model. And the differences between the various AI labs are smaller than just the temporal differences, where they're all much further ahead than anyone was 24 months ago or something like that. Yeah. So just what does 26, what does 27 have in store for us as users of AI products? What are you excited for?
Well, I think I'd be surprised by the end of this year if digital human emulation has not been solved. I guess that's what we mean by like the sort of macro hard project is can you do anything that a human with access to a computer could do? Like in the limit, that's the best you can do before you have a physical Optimus. Mm-hmm. The best you can do is a digital Optimus. So you can move electrons until you can amplify the productivity of humans. But that's the most you can do until you have physical robots. That will superset everything. Is if you can fully emulate humans.
This is the remote worker kind of idea, where you'll have a very talented remote worker.
You can certainly say in the limit. Like physics has great tools for thinking. So you say in the limit, what is the most that AI can do before you have robots? And it's anything that involves moving electrons or amplifying the productivity of humans. So digital human emulator,
yes,
is in the limit. Human at a computer is the most that AI can do in terms of doing useful things before you have a physical robot. Once you have physical robots, then you essentially have unlimited capability. Physical robots, I call Optimus the infinite money glitch because
you can use them to make more Optimuses.
Yeah, you say like humanoid robots will improve as will basically be three exponentials. Three things that are growing exponentially multiplied by each other,
yes,
recursively. So you're going to have you have exponential increase in digital intelligence, exponential increase in the chip capability, the AI chip capability, and an exponential increase in the electromechanical dexterity. The usefulness of the robot is roughly those three things multiplied by each other. But then the robot can start making the robots. So you have a recursive multiplicative exponential. This is supernova.
And do land prices not factor into the math there, where like labor is one of the 4 factors of production, but not the others? And so like if ultimately you're limited by copper or, pick your input, just it's not quite an infinite money glitch because...
Well, infinity is big. So yeah. No, not infinite, but let's just say you could, do many orders of magnitude of Earth's kind of current economy. Like a million.
Yeah.
So this way. So if you, just to get to that's why I think just to get to a millionth, harnessing a millionth of the sun's energy would be roughly, give or take an order of magnitude, 100,000 times bigger than Earth's entire economy today. Mm-hmm. And you're only at 1/millionth of the sun. Give or take an order of magnitude.
Yeah. Before we move on to Optimus, I have a lot of questions on that, but...
Every time I say order of magnitude, you're saying...
Yeah, drink 10 drinks.
Take a shot every time I say that too often.
10 the next time, 100 the time after that.
Yeah, well, order of magnitude more wasted.
I do have one more question about XAI. This strategy of building a digital... or remote worker, co-worker replacement...
Yeah, which everyone's going to do, by the way, not just us.
So what is XAI's plan to win?
Do you expect me to tell you on a podcast?
Yeah.
Spill all the beans. Have another Guinness.
It's a good system.
People sing like a canary. All the secrets. Just
okay, but in a non-secret spilling way, what's the plan?
What a hack.
Well, when you put it that way, I think the way that Tesla solved self-driving is the way to do it. So I'm pretty sure that's the way.
Unrelated question. How did Tesla solve self-driving?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're talking about data, like with Tesla self-driving because of the...
I mean, we're gonna try data and we're gonna try algorithms.
But isn't that what all the other labs are trying? Like what's...
And if those don't work, I'm not sure what will. We've tried data. We've tried algorithms.
I'm all out of ideas.
We've run out of. Now we don't know what to do. I'm pretty sure I know the path, and it's just a question of how quickly we go down that path. Because it's pretty much the Tesla path. I mean, have you tried Tesla self-driving lately?
Not the most recent version, but
Okay, the car is like, it just increasingly feels sentient. Like it feels like a living creature. And that'll only get more so. I'm actually thinking like we probably shouldn't put too much intelligence into the car because it might get bored and
start roaming the streets.
I mean, imagine you're stuck in a car and that's all you could do. You don't put Einstein in a car. It's like, why am I stuck in a car? So there's actually probably a limit to how much intelligence you put in a car to not have the intelligence be bored.
What's XAI's plan to stay on the compute ramp of that all the labs are doing right now? The labs are on track to spend over like $50 to $100 billion.
You mean the corporations?
Sorry, yeah. Corporations.
The labs are at universities and they're moving like a snail.
They're not spending $50 million.
You mean the revenue maximizing corporations?
That's right. But the revenue maximizing corporations
that call themselves labs
are making like 20 to 10 billion, depending. Like OpenAI is making 20 B revenue, Anthropic's like 10 B.
Close to a maximum profit AI.
XAI is reportedly at like 1 B. Like, what's the plan to get to their compute level, get to their revenue level, and stay there as things get scaling?
Yeah. So as soon as you unlock digital human, you basically have access to trillions of dollars of revenue. In fact, you can really think of it like the most valuable companies currently by market cap. Their output is digital. NVIDIA's output is FTPing files to Taiwan. It's digital.
Right.
Now, those are very, very difficult.
high value files.
They're the only ones that can make files that good. But that is literally their output. They FTP files to Taiwan.
Do they FTP them?
I believe so. I believe that is the
SFTP.
file transfer protocol. I believe is but I could be wrong. But either way, it's a bitstream going to Taiwan.
Yeah.
Apple doesn't make phones. They send files to China. Microsoft doesn't manufacture anything. Even for Xbox, that's outsourced. Their output is digital. Meta's output is digital. Google's output is digital. So if you have a human emulator, you can basically create one of the most valuable companies in the world overnight, and you would have access to trillions of dollars of revenue. It's not like a small amount.
Okay, I see. You're saying basically like revenue figures today are just like so like they're all rounding errors compared to the actual TAM. So just like focus on the TAM and how to get there.
I mean, if you take something as simple as say customer service, if you have to integrate with the APIs of existing corporations, many of which don't even have an API, so you've got to make one, and you've got to wade through legacy software. That's extremely slow. However, if AI can simply take whatever is given to the outsourced customer service company that they already use, and do customer service using the apps that they already use, then you can make tremendous headway in customer service, which is, I think, 1% of the world economy, something like that. It's close to $1 trillion all in for customer service, and there's no barriers to entry. You can just immediately say, we'll outsource it for a fraction of the cost, and there's no integration needed.
You can imagine some kind of categorization of intelligence tasks where there is breadth, where customer service is done by very many people, but many people can do it. And then there's difficulty where, there's a best-in-class turbine engine. Like presumably there's a 10% more fuel-efficient turbine engine that could be imagined by an intelligence, but we just haven't found it yet. Or, GLP-1s are just, a few bytes of data. Where do you think you want to play in this? Is it a lot of, reasonably intelligent intelligence, or is it the very pinnacle of cognitive tasks?
Well, I was just using a customer service as like something it's a very significant revenue stream, but one that is probably not super difficult to solve for. So if you can emulate a human at a desktop, that's just literally what customer service is. It's people of average intelligence. It's not like you don't need like somebody who's spent many years. You don't need like sort of several sigma good engineers for that. But obviously, as you make that work, you can then, once you have computers working, effectively digital Optimus working, you can then run any application. Like let's say you're trying to design chips, so you could then run conventional apps, like stuff from Cadence and Synopsys and whatnot, and you can say you can run 1,000 simultaneously or 10,000, and say, okay, given this input, I get this output for the chip. And at a certain point, you can say, okay, you're actually going to know what the chip should look like without using any of the tools. So basically, you should be able to do a digital chip design. Like you can do chip design. Like you march up the difficulty curve. You could be able to do CAD. You could use like sort of NX or any of the CAD software to design things.
Okay, so you think you start at the simplest tasks and walk your way up the difficulty curve.
So you're saying, look, as a broader objective of having this full digital coworker emulator, you're saying, look, all the revenue maximizing corporations want to do this, XAI being one of them, but we will win because of a secret plan we have. But like everybody's like trying different things with data, different things with algorithms, and I'm like,
I like that.
Like, what is
tried
this,
data.
We've tried algorithms.
What else can we do?
But
yeah,
it seems like a competitive field, and I'm like, how are you guys going to win? Is like my big question.
I think we see a path to doing it. I mean, I think I know the path to do this because it's kind of the same path that Tesla used to create self-driving. Instead of driving a car, it's driving a computer screen. So it's a self-driving computer, essentially.
Oh, you're saying, is the path just following human behavior and training on vast quantities of human behavior?
Oh. But sorry, isn't that? I mean, isn't that training?
I mean, obviously, I'm not going to spell out, most sensitive secrets on a podcast. I need to have at least 3 more Guinnesses for that.
I've got some friends at Jane Street, and they're always talking about how their colleagues are cooking up fun, fiendish puzzles for each other to solve. Well, last week they sent me one. Basically, they trained a neural network, and they gave me the weights of each layer, but they didn't tell me what order those layers went in. And so I had to figure out the correct order using the outputs of the original network. And as soon as I got this puzzle, I went to my roommate, who's an AI researcher, and we both got immediately nerd sniped. Obviously, you can't brute force a solution. The search space here is 10 to the 122 permutations. So clearly, you need some way to reduce the search space. Then my roommate had to go to work, but because I'm a podcaster, I had some time to take a stab at some of the ideas we discussed. And with a combination of simulated annealing and greedy search, I think I got pretty close. I think I'm actually just a couple of swaps and shifts away from the correct solution. But what makes this puzzle really tricky is that there's no obvious way to escape from a local minimum. I'm afraid that this is as far as vibe coding is going to get me, but maybe you can do better. Check out the puzzle at janestreet.com/Thwarkesh. All right, back to Elon.
What will XAI's business be like? Is it going to be consumer, enterprise? What's the mix of those things going to be? Is it just going to be similar to other labs where you have this
You're saying labs.
Makes sense. Corporations.
Corporations.
PSYOP goes deep, Elon.
Revenue maximizing corporations, to be clear. Those GPUs don't pay for themselves.
Exactly. But yeah, what's the business model? What are the revenue streams in a few years' time?
I think things are going to change very rapidly. Like, I'm stating the obvious here. I call AI the supersonic tsunami. I love alliteration. So really, what's going to happen is, especially when you have humanoid robots at scale, is that they will just they'll make products and provide services far more efficiently than human corporations. So amplifying the productivity of human corporations is simply a short-term thing.
So you're expecting fully digital corporations rather than like SpaceX becomes part AI and so, or like,
I think there'll be digital corporations, but some of this is going to sound kind of doomerish, okay? But I'm just saying what I think will happen. It's not meant to be doomerish or anything else. Just like this is what I think will happen. Is that pure AI corporations that are purely AI and robotics will vastly outperform any corporations that have people in the loop. So you can think of, say, like computer used to be a job that humans had. That you would go and get a job as a computer where you would do calculations. And they'd have like entire skyscrapers full of humans, like 20, 30 floors of humans just doing calculations. Now that entire skyscraper of humans doing calculations can be replaced by a laptop with a spreadsheet. That spreadsheet can do vastly more calculations than an entire building full of human computers. So you can think about, okay, well, what if only some of the cells in your spreadsheet were calculated by humans? Actually, that would be much worse than if all of the cells in your spreadsheet were calculated by the computer. And so, really, what will happen is the pure AI, pure robotics corporations or collectives will far outperform any corporations that have humans in the loop. And this will happen very quickly.